Hello, YouTube. My name is John. I have had, you can probably hear my bird in the background. This is my new dwarf hamster. Her name's Peach. She is a sunburst dwarf hamster. As you can see, she's cleaning herself because I just woke her up. I mean, she's been in and out of being awake. But she's a very unusual color for a dwarf hamster. You can't really tell from the video, but she has albino eyes, like red eyes, and but she's not white. I got her from a local pet store. I feel better about that. There's another girl who does videos on here called Robo Hamster Fi. Who gives a lot of misinformation. There's nothing wrong with getting a hamster from a pet store. They're not a species that has been, especially a dwarf hamster, they're not a species that's been especially inbred like parakeets, and it's very hard to find a pet store, or not a pet store, an adoption, a place where they adopt animals, a shelter, Craigslist, whatever, where you can find small animals. And usually when you go on Craigslist, there's a rehoming fee that's more expensive than if you were just to go out and buy one. So, pardon me, I have to take a drink of water. So, I went and got Peach yesterday from a local pet store, and by local I mean not a big chain. I got her because I had two mice. One was named Sir Pinky. He lives in that cage. And one was named Sir Garfunkel, who lives in this cage, who passed away. I know it wasn't from illness because he had been beaten up on from where he was from. And when I tried to put him in with Pinky, Pinky beat him up pretty bad. So I wasn't sure he was going to make it. But anyway, some things to look for, and some myths about when you're getting a new hamster. When you get a new hamster, and I highly recommend dwarf hamsters, I've had all different kinds of hamsters. I don't recommend robo hamsters. They're very, very, oh, there she goes down the tube. They're very, robo hamsters are very, very hard to tame, and they're more of a look but don't touch kind of animal. And who wants to have a cute little thing like this and not be able to touch it? And robo hamsters are much smaller than, look at her. Robo hamsters are much smaller than your typical dwarf hamster. One thing I recommend is looking at all the hamsters. They shouldn't be housed with other ones of their breed. Even the girls, unless they're litter mates. But I was lucky enough, and have been lucky enough, to be able to stick my hand in the cage and test it out and see how my hamsters react. And I've had probably about 9 or 10 over the years. Most of them have been named Pandora. Most of mine have lived to be, I think the oldest one was 4. But stick your hand in the cage, see what their reaction is. If they hiss or squeak, that's not an indication that they won't get to know you. I had a dwarf hamster in, I'm a teacher, and I had a dwarf hamster in my classroom, and we had one that would scream, and then the kids eventually handled her so much, she didn't bite, that she became ridiculously tame to the point where she got really attached to this one little boy. Another thing I recommend is looking for missing fur, lice, which can be common. They look different in animals than they do in people. They look kind of brownish, like almost dirt. She's just so cute. She's just so different looking from the ones that I've had before. Don't be shocked if when you go to a pet store they don't really know much about dwarf hamsters in general. Most people don't. You can do a lot of research. It's a fun hobby for me, but I realize that that doesn't mean that people are going to know about them. Also check if they're pregnant. I went and got Peach, and as I went to leave, they said there's a really good chance she's pregnant, and I didn't know that initially. I kind of figured something along those lines, but I wasn't really thinking about it because it had, it had been a while since I had a dwarf. But because of the rare coloring, if she is pregnant, I'll be more than happy to keep the females and bring the males back to the local pet store that I got her from. That's literally just up the road. Yeah, and then once you find the dwarf hamster that's right for you, this is just a really stupid thing I heard on a video I was watching today. Leave them alone for a week. Totally stupid. Don't leave them alone for a week. If they want to be picked up, they can be picked up. I feel like if you leave them alone for a week, it makes them feel isolated and they don't get to know you, they don't get to know your scent, and I don't know who would give that advice. I've never done that with any of my dwarf hamsters. I give them time to adjust. Like Peach, I had her out for a bit yesterday, and then I put her away, and it's morning, and I haven't really handled her today, and I probably won't because I have to go to work in a little while. But when I come home, I probably will. But you should handle them. Not all day, not a lot, but get to know them. Don't leave them alone. I heard that from that other girl on YouTube. But yeah, so hopefully you'll follow me, and I'll give you updates on Peach, and we'll find out if she's pregnant or not. She's a cutie.